Welcome to Test Drive Tuesday. Today's lesson is making a great first impression. Let's get started. The customer introduction is one of the few parts of the sales process that you control 100%. You can't control who walks through the front door. You can't control their budget. You can't control their credit. You can't control what happened at the last dealership they visited, but you can control the experience they have with you during those first few moments. And those moments matter. Think about your own experiences for just a moment. Have you ever walked into a business and within the first 30 seconds you already knew whether you wanted to work with that person? Most of us have. Sometimes it wasn't what they said. It was how they greeted us. Their smile, their confidence, their professionalism. The exact same thing happens every day in a showroom. Long before your customer decides on a vehicle, they're deciding whether they feel comfortable with you. That first impression begins the moment you make eye contact. Before you ever discuss a vehicle, a payment, or a trade-in, your customer is already deciding whether they feel comfortable working with you. That's why every successful salesperson should have a professional introduction they can use with every customer every single day. Not because it sounds memorized, but because it sounds confident. Confidence creates comfort, and comfortable customers communicate more openly, ask more questions, and become much easier to help. People often say customers buy from people they like. I believe it goes one step further. Customers buy from people they feel comfortable with. When customers feel comfortable, they begin sharing information. They'll tell you about their family, their driving habits, their budget, their concerns, their expectations, and all of that information helps you guide them to the right vehicle. That's why this introduction is so important. It sets the tone for everything that follows. The process we're going to cover today is simple. It consists of 3 parts. The first part is a professional greeting. Next will be choosing a choice opening statement. And finally, a transition statement that will easily move you from the meet and greet into a fact-finding conversation. If you can master these 3 simple steps, you'll begin almost every customer interaction in a professional, organized, and consistent manner. Let's begin with the first step. Professional greeting. Your goal is to welcome the customer, introduce yourself, and begin building a relationship. Use this exact word track. Welcome to ABC Motors. My name is Gordon Bennett, and you are? Customer. I am John Buyer. Then continue with, Hi, Mr. Buyer. Has someone from our dealership already contacted you? Customer. No. Notice how natural that feels. You aren't trying to sell anything. You're simply creating a professional first impression while beginning a conversation. You're also learning something important. Did someone already speak with this customer? Are they working with another salesperson? Did they submit an internet lead? You're gathering information naturally without making the customer feel uncomfortable. That's exactly how a professional introduction should feel. Now let's move to the second step, choice opening statement. The purpose of your opening question is to get the customer talking. Here are 3 excellent options. What are you shopping for today? A car, a truck, or a sport utility vehicle? Or, what is it that you would like to accomplish while you are here today? Or, who is the lucky one shopping for a new vehicle? Each of these questions helps move the conversation forward in a relaxed and comfortable way. Choose the one you like best. You can even alternate between them depending on the customer. And if you're already using an opening statement that's producing great results, keep using it. The goal is simply to start an engaging conversation. Notice something else. None of these questions create pressure. They're conversational, easy to answer, and they encourage the customer to begin talking. Remember, the more your customer talks, the more information you receive. And the more information you receive, the easier it becomes to help them make the right decision. Good salespeople ask questions. Great salespeople ask the right questions. Now let's move into the third step, transition statement. Once you've started the conversation, it's time to move into your fact-finding process. Instead of jumping straight into questions, give your customer a reason for why you're asking them. Use this exact transition. Great. In order to save you time, I would like to ask you a few questions to find out what's important to you. Is that okay? This transition works because it immediately addresses one of the customer's biggest concerns. Time. Everyone appreciates someone who respects their schedule. By explaining that your questions are designed to save them time, you make the conversation feel more organized, more professional, and much less like an interrogation. Those 4 words, in order to save you time, are incredibly powerful. They immediately lower the customer's defenses. Instead of wondering why you're asking so many questions, they understand the purpose behind them. You're not asking questions to sell them something. You're asking questions so you can recommend the right vehicle the first time. That creates confidence. It creates professionalism. And it creates trust. From there, you're ready to begin discovering exactly what's important to your customer. We'll cover the complete fact-finding process in another Test Drive Tuesday. Before we wrap up today's Test Drive Tuesday lesson, let's review the 3 keys to making a great first impression. Professional greeting, choice opening statement, transition statement. So here's today's takeaway. A great first impression doesn't happen by accident. It happens because you've developed a simple process and you use it consistently. Practice these word tracks until they become second nature. The more confident you become with your introduction, the more comfortable your customers will become with you. Here's your action step. Before you come to work tomorrow, practice this introduction out loud 5 times. Then make a commitment to use it with every customer you meet over the next 7 days. At the end of the week, ask yourself one simple question. Did my conversations become more comfortable? I'm confident you'll notice a difference. And always remember, you never get a second chance to make a good first impression. That wraps up this week's Test Drive Tuesday. I hope today's lesson gives you something you can put to work with your very next customer. If you found today's lesson helpful, be sure to subscribe so you don't miss next week's training. Every Tuesday, I'll bring you another complete lesson from the Make Up Your Mind to Sell platform, covering everything from the meet and greet, objections, negotiations, demonstrations, management training, mindset, F&I, and everything in between. Until next Tuesday, keep learning, keep growing, and always make up your mind to sell. Have a great week, and I'll see you next Tuesday.